Really? All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you lovely people. And I would like to say you have to excuse my absence from last week because I was in the hospital. The hospital was never planned, and we know that. You never planned on going to the hospital. So I'll wait for you, a few of you guys to come on. I didn't remind you last night because I worked, and you know how I do it. I'm a night shifter. But I wanted to give you something to be inspired about and some tips on how to deal with bosses that are different. So can you guys hear me okay? This thing is saying this person is watching and wave. Hey, hit the likes if you are able to hear me well. Hey Tish, hey Carla, hi Derek, thank you for joining me. Hey, there we go. All right, Tish, thank you very, very much. Roz, I'll say hello to a few of you guys, until a little more, a few more people came. Thank you so much, Tish. You freaking rock. Today we're going to talk about handling a terrible boss. Okay, handling a terrible boss. I know I kept you waiting. I usually start at 7 o'clock prompt. It was 7:06. Again, if you're just joining in, thank you and welcome to Be Inspired, and happy Friday to you lovely people. Again, I apologize for last week. You knew something was wrong when I didn't come. I got a lot of love, inboxes and personal texts saying, hey, where are you at? I knew something was wrong because you weren't there. No, I was not. I was in the hospital, but I'm out now. And I'm ready to give you something. So let's just start real quick. We're going to talk about handling a terrible boss, okay? And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because there's a lot of people that work in places that they're not happy at. Like the job may not be a bad job, but your superior is the problem. Listen, they didn't even give me they didn't even pay for commercial time. But what I am going to do is drink some of this real quick. There we go. Are we there? All right. When you're dealing with a terrible boss, you'll see me looking down at different devices if this is your first time on. That's because I'm recording everywhere, okay, trying to get it out there. But when you're dealing with a terrible boss or you have that boss that you really don't like, understand, not even really understand. What you want to do is know their why. What's their motivation? What's important to them? So when I say that is, if they're a terrible boss, you're like, okay, well, what is the issue with them? What kind of problems do they have? Some people are money motivated. And usually if you're an owner, you are money motivated because the goal is to make money, right? So you want to make sure that you do that. Also, dealing with terrible boss, the way that you actually deal with these people or handle them is support their success. You know what I mean? And the reason, and I say this is Be Inspired. You already know how I am. I'm about always looking for the good in someone. So when you support their success, that's when you kind of work around their weaknesses. You realize what it is. You know what it is. You understand that you're the asset. But usually when you have that boss that's just like beep, 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 and all up on your back, understand that you're a threat. You are a threat to them. And they are weak in an area that you are strong. So what they try to do is pretty much tear you down or get on your nerves, like nitpick, and break down your self-esteem and find little things, just little nitpicky things, just to make them look better. So I don't want you guys to fall into that, okay? All you got to do is just work around their weaknesses. Identify the weakness, know what it is, and work around it, okay? Especially if you're making good money and you actually enjoy the job. The other thing that I'm going to say to my lovely people, my lovely, lovely people, what Michelle Obama say? Take the high road. When they go low, you go high. That's important because remember, you're a professional first, and I want you guys to do exactly what it is. Be professional. If that's your profession, be professional. Very important. Take the high road. Remember, you're branding yourself. Your name is everything. My grandfather told me this, and I'll share this with you. Your name is everything. Don't tarnish your name, okay? And if you feel as though that you tarnished it in the past and you still have another day to breathe and live, correct that because your name is everything. And your offsprings, if you have offsprings, trust and believe everybody gonna be like, oh, you with them? Oh, okay. And now mine is Rudolph. I'm proud of that name. Okay? But let's be real. Y'all know somebody in school, high school, and y'all remember them, and y'all sitting there like, oh yeah, that's them. And then you see their little offsprings running around here. You be like, what's your name? And then they got that same last name. You be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Listen, your name is everything, so take the high road. I also want you guys to speak up. Good morning, Chrissy. Good morning, June. My Aunt June. Oh, hey, hey. Listen, speak up. Speak up, speak up, speak up. Honestly, if your boss is whack, let's be real. If your boss is whack and they know that they can bother you and you don't speak up for yourself, I'm not saying be rude, because remember, we want to maintain professionalism. That can become a toxic environment. And then that's time for you to go ahead and move. Now, if you enjoy being abused, you can always chill, stay there, put up with it, and be the punching bag. You have that option. We have choices in life, okay? So if you enjoy being abused, then go right ahead. But let me say this to you. Have you ever experienced that boss that will yell and tell you everything? They never commend you on what you're doing right. They always point out what you're doing wrong. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Kev. Listen, people. If you experience that type of boss and then they want to come back and bring you gifts or reward you after, they pretty much probably embarrass you in front of your peers, that's an abusive relationship. And if you haven't seen Tina Turner and Ike, come on now. What's love got to do with it? You already know that's an abusive relationship. And what happens in those relationships, your coworkers will think that they're able to talk to you in that manner. And we don't want that. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I spoke about the weaknesses of the boss. Even though they have that position, or if they're an owner or anything like that, when you locate or identify their weakness, and I said work around their weakness, do that. Do that if you can, if the money is good and you are the one that's benefiting and it's working for you, because I'll say it and I'll say it and say it again and again and again. You are the asset. They need you. If they want to let you go, okay, but listen, put your best foot forward. If you know that you're doing everything that you can do and they still have an issue with it, that's a bully. Now, how many bosses are bullies? 70% in the workplace. 70% in the workplace. The owners of different agencies being a bully, that's decreasing. It's probably like 10%. And then it's like bossy, and usually those are your small businesses, okay? Not your larger ones, because they need you. They understand how important you are to their company, okay? To bring them money. Because like I said, most people are money motivated. But what they'll do is they'll find a weak link. And until you stand up, they'll continue to pound on you. That's the bullying syndrome, okay, in the workplace. And remember, actually, I don't even think I told y'all, but I'm going to tell you this. If they can't bully you, they're going to go to the next person. And the next person, whoever allows them. It's like, okay, who can I bully now? Oh, they're not having it. Let me go to this person. That is someone you do not want to work with. That is someone you do not want to work with. Yes, I said it again. I had to repeat myself because I don't know who I'm speaking to out there. But understand this. You want to make a plan before your exit. Okay? Do your research. Where you're going. Make sure, I always say, ride it till the wheels fall off. Once you can't gain anything out of a situation, it's time to leave. Even in relationships, once you realize that you're not learning or you're not gaining anything out of it, it's time to go. You can't beat a dead horse. Okay? So when you go to look for that other job, remember this, even that one that you had, as they're interviewing you, you are the asset. I need you guys to interview that boss or that supervisor and ask yourself that question. Self, do I want to work for this person? Because guess what? They're supposed to be putting their best foot forward too at the interview. And if you feel intimidated at the interview, that is not the job for you. Okay? Thank you for your time. I thoroughly enjoyed you, as I do each and every single Friday on Be Inspired. Also, tune in to Shop Talk with Mel on Saturday. That is blogtalkradio.com/Shop Talk with Mel. We got an all-male panel. Ladies, can you handle the truth? Now, I put the Shop Talk question of the week up there as far as a guy he proposed to his girl, but he didn't want to get married right away, which meaning within the next year. So it was a lot of women that were commenting on there, but his question was, how long should an engagement be? But it took forever for like the females to answer the question that he was actually asking. It was more defense. So ladies, tune in. It's podcast too, so you can listen live. Call in at 657-383-1411 from 10 to 12. Or you can go later to the website, shoptalkwithmel.com, and listen to it. Or you can go to the website, shoptalkwithmel.com, and click on it, and you can hear it live as well. But you can always go back. So ladies, if you want to hear the truth, it's from a man's mouth to your ears. Tune in to Shop Talk with Mel. I love you guys for listening. Like I said before, find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people, be inspired right here every Friday at 7 a.m. Last week, I was not here. Why? Because I was in the hospital. So thank you again for all you guys who called and seen, hey, what's going on? She's not here. Because I will not let you down. That is not my purpose, okay? All right. Peace. I love you for listening. And if you find this video beneficial, please feel free to share it. I appreciate you. Thanks. Deuces. Shop Talk with Mel. Remember, shoptalkwithmel.com. And like the Facebook page and the Instagram and all that other stuff I got, okay? All right. Peace. Till next week, people. Be inspired.